This is Ken Smith reminding you it happened today, July 8th, but the year was 1099. The First Crusade. 15,000 starving Christian soldiers march in religious procession around Jerusalem as its Muslims defenders look on. It was on this day, 1497, Portuguese navigator Vasco da Gama departs on his first voyage, becoming the first European to reach the Indian Ocean by sea. It was on this day, 1693, New York City authorizes the first police uniforms in the American colonies. It was on this day, 1776, Colonel John Nixon gives the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence to an assembly of citizens in Philadelphia. It was on this day, 1778, George Washington moves his headquarters to West Point, New York. It was on this day, 1796, that the U.S. State Department issues the first U.S. passport. It was on this day, 1800, Dr. Benjamin Waterhouse gives the first cowpox vaccination in the U.S. to his own son to prevent smallpox. It was on this day, 1835, that the Liberty Bell cracks again. It was on this day, 1853, Commodore Matthew Perry sails his frigate into Tokyo Bay, opening Japan to Western influence in trade. It was on this day, 1889, John Sullivan knocks out Jake Kilrain 75 rounds. It will be the last bare knuckle boxing match. It was on this day, 1889, the Wall Street Journal begins publishing. It was on this day, 1892, that the American Psychological Association is organized in Worcester, Massachusetts. It was on this day, 1898, the shooting death of crime boss Soapy Smith in Skagway, Alaska. And what was the significance? Soapy Smith had an iron grip on crime in that city, and the people celebrated at his death. It was on this day, 1907, that the Ziegfeld Follies is first staged in New York City. His name, Alfred Gilbert, the year 1913. Today, he patented the Erector set. It becomes one of the most popular toys of all times. It was on this day, 1941, that all Jews living in the Baltic states are obligated to wear a Jewish star. It was on this day, 1947, reports are broadcast that a UFO has crashed in Roswell, New Mexico. On this day, 1973, the New York Mets are 12 and a half games back in the National League. They will go on to win the pennant and forever be known as the Amazing Mets. It was on this day, 1975, that President Gerald Ford announced that he will seek the Republican presidential nomination. It was on this day, 1988, Stevie Wonder announces He will run for the mayor of Detroit in 1992. It was on this day, 2015, that the New York Stock Exchange stops trading for nearly 4 hours due to a technical error. It was on this day, 2018, 4 boys are the first to be rescued after 16 days in a cave in Thailand, which caught international attention. It was on this day, a year ago, 2019, that Jeffrey Epstein is indicted on charges of sex trafficking of minors. The day, July 8th. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is Ken Smith reminding you it happened today, July 8th.